please, please, God told me to ask y'all for help.
Who does Diddy have left to turn to these days? It seems like the only ones who are sticking by him are his family members, because even his best friends have now ditched him.
All right, we are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City. Sources say federal agents with Homeland Security investigations took him into custody. The charges are unclear at this time. Combs' attorney telling CNN that we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. We, of course, are trying to gather more information. There's a lot more to come out of this story, and as soon as we get it, we'll turn it over to you.
Obviously, no one wants to get taken down with him, so everyone he's close to is either ratting on him or keeping quiet. Wait until you hear some of the crazy ways that the people in his inner circle have betrayed him.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
With the way that the media has turned the Diddy scandal into some kind of celebrity hunt, it's no wonder that most people connected to him are trying to distance themselves from him, like his friend Kevin Hart.
Hey Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see, I hosted for Diddy?
Yeah. Nah?
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. That's a good question.
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person the wrong question.
And Cuba Gooding Jr.
Embroiled in another scandal. He was named as a co-defendant, accused of sexual assault in one of the many lawsuits against Diddy. Cuba has vehemently denied the allegations.
Well, how do you fully escape it, though? Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
And his friend Ray J.
No, I think you should also know how to move and not do stupid stuff like that. I think a lot of the stories are becoming out of control and super extreme. Again, you know, you start one way, and then as it builds, there's thousands of people coming in, creating a new narrative. And when you do your research or your due diligence on it, a lot of it doesn't come back real. So now you're stuck in a position to go, is any of it real, or how much of it is real? And I think that's where we are now, because they just keep piling on and on and on. And now everybody's starting to feel weird about it and starting to feel like it's all starting to look like it's one-sided against one man. And people aren't liking it.
Do you still believe that we're going to see a lot of bold-faced names get pulled into this because of their knowledge or their participation in what Diddy is accused of?
You know, I think that there might have been times where people have partied with a certain team of people and it might have been a freak off at that party, right? But I can guarantee you, most of the celebrities that's went to Diddy's parties never even heard of a freak off. So the freak offs in the beginning sounded really interesting, you know, and entertaining, I would say. But in this space now, when you look back, where were the freak offs? Everybody that's super legitimate, that's an A-list celebrity or whatever they say, you know, from my knowledge and just me knowing I've never seen a freak off, what does that really mean? I mean, is that really real? Is this 50-50? Are we creating a new narrative for something that's not there? Was it really dope in the baby oil? I mean, what are we?
Who worked closely with him. It seems like almost every week, a new famous person's name is dropped, with outlets claiming that they were either collaborating with Diddy or they knew about the dark things he's been accused of.
Just coming out this evening, Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party.
So obviously, a lot of celebrities are either keeping their lips sealed tight or they are alleging that they knew nothing about their friend's darker side. Take actor Marlon Wayans, for example.
Can I ask you about this? Because people be asking me about it. These Hollywood parties. Marlon, you been to the Hollywood parties. What's going on at these Hollywood parties?
I left early.
Because people think that.
I've been to plenty Diddy parties. I left early. I swear to you, I've never seen
the stuff that they claim to be going on.
I never seen it. I never, those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties. And even if I go, like I said, I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? Yes. At what time did this go down? Because I was there till 3:30. You mean 3:32? So they waited for me to leave? Like, all right, good. That Wayans nigga's gone. He talked too much. I've never seen it. Never seen nothing. You know, I see drugs, you know. Yeah. I don't be seeing like, I'm not a man that's about the gangbangs and the this and that. Yeah. If I party, I like my own party. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if I'm me and, you know, back in the day, it'd be me and some chicks. It'd be me and some chicks. I don't need me, some chicks, and some dicks. Nah, this is my party. This is my swell.
Ain't no Amtrak going on.
It's all love. This a love session here. Like, go, but I no Amtraks. Because that'll get you in trouble. Yeah. I see the forest through the trees. Because I got God in my life. Right. I got my daddy in my life. I got my mama. Don't do that. Yep. Now you know better. Yep. Everything that you do, one day can come back to haunt you. So you gotta be careful how you show up. I don't have no blemishes on my NASCAR. I am brand clean. I don't go to jail. I don't do DUIs because I don't drink and drive. If I'm gonna have me a drink, I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna call me an Uber.
Right.
I don't drink and drive. I don't get into silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't carry jewelry or nothing of value because I don't want to give you a reason to want to rob me. I got nothing. You want a credit card? Go for it, man. You got 20 minutes. Have at it.
Right.
Go rock out before I have to call in this. Someone stole my car. I don't drive fancy cars.
Fandom Wire described him as a close friend of Diddy's. And though he's kind of come to the rap mogul's defense by saying that he never saw him do anything incriminating, he's also admitted that things could have happened when he wasn't around. Marlon was interviewed on Club Shay Shay, and when he asked what went on at Diddy's infamous parties, he immediately answered that he left early.
You said prison. I'm just curious. How many times have people asked you, have you ever been to a Diddy party?
What the f they got to do with prison? How you get that?
Because Diddy's in prison. It just made me think about it. I seen the baby oil behind you. It just made me think about it.
Oh, that's crazy. You do have a baby oil. I know Puff since he was Puff. We went to college together. And throughout the years, the 90s, come on, man, I'm Biggie, and I've been around a long time. And I will say this, I've been to maybe 10, 15, some of this house, I've never seen. When they're like, oh, well, there's videos. Great. Show me. You gonna see me sipping Ciroc and maybe pushing the deli on to the side because that's too strong. But you ain't
nasty. And nasty.
I never been to a freak off. That's just not my vibes. That's not Wayne's vibes. I go to a party, whatever, but I always got my mother, my father, and God. And you can be around things and then go, yeah, this ain't for me. Right. That's just never been my vibe.
This is a claim that many celebrities who'd been photographed attending the parties have made when they were asked the same question. Marlon confessed that he'd been to plenty of Diddy parties over the years, but he quickly added that at not one of those events had he ever seen the kinds of scandalous things that have been listed in many of the lawsuits against the disgraced rapper. It's been reported that in the early hours of the morning, after many of the famous guests had already left, the party would turn into what Diddy called a freak-off. At these freak-offs, victims would allegedly have things slipped into their drinks, reportedly so that they'd be easier to manipulate and control. They would then be forced to lay with adult workers for Diddy's sick entertainment as he watched. It's also been said that he sometimes even recorded the shocking incidents to use as extortion material. Marlon insisted that he never saw anything like that, though.
Those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties.
He even joked that if those sorts of things happened, they must have happened just minutes after he left. He admitted that he would stay until around 3:30 in the morning, so any of the graphic and illegal allegations would have had to have gone down after that time. Marlon did confess that he saw people taking illegal substances at the parties.
Artist for Diddy and also Cassie Ventura, working for Diddy for years and eventually becoming a friend of Cassie's. In 2010, Mila alleges that she heard Cassie being physically abused and was a witness to the aftermath of the alleged attack. She joins me now. Mila, thank you so much for being here. This has been, for so many people, illuminating, infuriating, troubling, devastating. You can go down the list of things, but it's so difficult to speak about.
I know.
Being a witness of anything. Tell me how you must be feeling just knowing that this has even come to light.
Well, I have kept this secret for like 14 years. I mean, the first time I experienced it was 2010, and I was in the hotel room when Puff came in, and I had no idea Cassie left. And when I woke up, I just saw his presence come into the room. They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming.
But he said that he would never be involved in any scandalous situations because he had God in his life. And he had his mom in his ear warning him not to make mistakes. He said, everything that you do, one can come back to haunt you, so you gotta be careful how you show up. But according to the New York Post, some social media users didn't believe that Marlon was being 100% truthful. In an old Twitter post from 2009, Marlon shared that he'd been going to Diddy parties for 15 years by that point, and he had never been let down. He wrote, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Good times." A Twitter user recently found the post and commented on it, saying that Marlon's claims about leaving early were BS, and he told him that the truth would set him free. But Marlon still denied that he had anything to do with the alleged raunchy after parties.
Puff going through right now, he having a long talk with God. This is a much needed long talk, and that's between him and God. It's not on for me to have even an opinion about it, because I know it's kids, and I'm like, yo, nobody has any kind of compassion for the daughters or the sons and what they going through as a family. I come from a family. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and but even with that, you know, I still, like I said, compassion and love for the women, because those things aren't cool. But God is the only judge, and he's sitting with God right now and having this conversation. So whatever God wants, and this is everything I go through, everything is God. Like, I went through a situation where my assistant stole money from me. I was like, cool, you know, whatever God wants, that's what God's gonna do. I'm gonna forgive you already in my heart. I forgave you, so I'm not toxic. I've had my talk with God. Now, whatever happens with you, yeah, I'm still gonna press charges, of course.
Right? Yeah, of course. But, you know what I'm saying?
But
yeah,
I ain't pray that deep.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna handle some manly things on earth.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But whatever happens between you and God, it's between you and God.
He responded to the comment by saying that he still stood by what he'd said on the Club Shay Shay podcast, and he'd never seen or been a part of anything but good vibes and energy, with clothes on. He added that he was not rushing to take down old tweets or anything like that, because he had nothing to hide. Though Marlon said that he personally didn't see anything incriminating, he never said that these freak-offs didn't happen, or that Diddy wasn't guilty.
Something deeper is going on.
Hey, dude, and that's the conversation.
You gotta be aware. And I'm like, and then they come up for Jay, and I'm like, come on. Yeah, y'all digging stuff up. And man, he used to deal drugs. Okay, he said that in his rap.
There's 10 albums about that. Do you think it's a bigger picture? Now, of course, you got to be responsible for whatever you're responsible for. You know what I'm saying? We're saying that.
But that's between God and you.
Right.
Everything Puff going through right now, yo, he having a long talk with God.
I guess that even though he was supposedly close to Diddy, he still didn't want to defend him completely and risk being aboard his sinking ship. So far, it's pretty much just his children who have vouched for their father's innocence. A report by The Sun revealed that a lot of people in Diddy's inner circle have jumped ship and are willing to go against the fallen business mogul. Diddy's rap rival, 50 Cent, has often spoken out against him.
That you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way you represent the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it, just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them, and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is those accusations.
And in 2024, it was even revealed that he was working on a documentary that would examine the horrific allegations to do with Diddy and how he treated the people around him. The project is still in production, and it's being worked on in real time as more victims continue to come forward. A source also told the outlet that Diddy's former security and inner circle had all signed deals with Netflix for 50 Cent's documentary. His former bodyguard said this about one party.
A couple parties I seen, I knew that they were spiking drinks. My girl was at the New Year's party, right? I'm at the front door. I gotta make sure everybody got their passes and everything like that. So then, my girl and her girlfriend is in the party. So they get bottles of champagne. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for them. After everybody comes, they close the door. So I'm going knocking in doors, looking at people. I'm looking for my kid's mother now. What's going on? And I'm getting hysterical. So I decided to go to the car, and I looked in the car. She was in the car asleep. She said, Gene, we started drinking the champagne, and I didn't feel good. And me and Debbie came here and went to sleep. But not only celebrities, I don't think it's only celebrities gonna be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there.
Uh-oh.
He also had a couple of preachers in there.
Oh, damn.
Is he talking about who I think he's talking about?
You think?
Is he?
Hallelujah.
Cat Williams commented on that.
The insider alleged, many are finally ready to talk, while some have been trying to talk for years and weren't believed. They also went on to claim that the documentary would have plenty of revelations, and that it'd paint more of a picture of how far back the allegations went, and the history of Diddy's freak-offs and other disturbing behavior. In an interview with Variety in September 2024, 50 Cent and his collaborator, Alexandria Stapleton, shared that it was going to be a story with significant human impact.
I haven't had issues with Puff. I don't like it like that. Like I don't like things that you do.
Right.
To make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah, okay. But I don't have that thing where I well, we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing out of it. Like, if it was on the street inside that, we would be acting, doing things to each other. And we wasn't doing it. Right? So it gets to, but Jay definitely. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive. You know what I mean? So I look at it as, whoa, so I always go into what would I do in this situation? Like when that type of thing happens. And I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him in Turner.
Speaking on?
I'm in it at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned this.
Oh, you're talking about Jay?
They said that the documentary would have a complex narrative spanning decades, not just the headlines or clips that had been seen so far. Apparently, Diddy's friends have gone behind his back in other ways too. Fox LA reported that Tony Busby, the lawyer who said that he's representing 120 clients that have accusations against Diddy, has spoken about how celebrities close to the rapper should be worried. Tony alleged that he had plans to take legal action against some well-known stars, and that some of them had even already settled.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're gonna make damn sure that we're right before we do that.
He explained that because it was in the best interest of the victims, he and his team attempted to resolve matters without the filing of a public lawsuit. The Texan attorney claimed, "We've done that with a handful of individuals, many of which you've heard of before, and will continue to do that." So who knows which celebrities have thrown Diddy under the bus in an attempt to keep their names out of the headlines. But it honestly seems like there are very few who have kept any allegiance to him. Who are the other famous people who were noticeably close to Diddy, though? Well, obviously the first person that comes to a lot of people's minds is Jay-Z, and he is currently paying the price for being so close to the jailed rapper. CNN and countless other outlets have reported on the story that he is being linked to Diddy's supposed crimes because one of Tony's clients filed a lawsuit that accused both singers. A woman alleged that when she was just 13 years old, she was harmed by Jay-Z and Diddy at a VMA after-party in 2000. And you'll never guess which other incredibly famous person was supposedly friends with Diddy at one point. It's been reported that Elon Musk was also close to him. The Blast released an article about their relationship. They wrote that according to a book titled Character Limit, Elon once bragged about how he was good pals with Diddy as he allegedly tried to prove that he wasn't racist. He reportedly told an interviewer, "I don't know if you know this, but Puff is an investor in Twitter. You know, he's a good friend of mine. We text a lot." The pair were spotted together at a 2022 Dave Chappelle show, and again at Kanye West's Donda 2 experience. But in late 2024, Elon publicly turned on Diddy when he posted an article about the shocking claims that Diddy harmed children. In the caption, he asked how many people in the music and entertainment industries knew about the dark things he was accused of. Another surprising celebrity friend of Diddy's was Ashton Kutcher. The Standard reported that he was once asked to give some inside info about his experiences at Diddy's home during an episode of Hot Ones in 2019. But Ashton just laughed and said that he had a lot that he couldn't tell. He went on to say, "Diddy party stories, man. That was some weird memory lane thing. He is one of the many celebrities connected to the rapper who've distanced themselves by keeping their mouths shut." But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Which celebrity do you think will be next to be dragged into the Diddy scandal? Let me know in the comments below.